True. So what are the most common things that you see? You know, collectively, you deal with a lot of different people for many
Yeah.
years now. What is happening inside the body and why are we in so much pain?
hmm Oh, there's a lot of factors. Oh, well, and you're going back to your question. I think most people I see right now is back pain and shoulder pain and neck pain. I think just being in this,
All
I know,
three.
I know. I think what 80% of people have back pains, in their lifetime, right? And so looking at that, that's a good batting average. Almost 8 out of 10 is my future clients,
Yeah, the big
right?
industry, right?
Yeah. So and I've proven how I can help, and I develop a network of people, uh, medical professionals that we refer to each other, from surgeons to physical therapists. So we can refer each other as our clients and and their patients. And, I have to earn my credibility, just that I can help their clients,
Of course.
and talking to them and the same manner as, in a medical term, they understand because we're talking about medical terms, so that kind of get the respect. And actually a lot of my clients are doctors, from Mayo to different banner or
Yeah,
different types
I
of.
noticed that. But a lot
Yeah.
of your clientele are doctors and surgeons from the local
Yes.
area in Scottsdale,
Yeah.
Arizona, which is
Yeah.
very close to the Mayo Clinic, which
Mm-hmm.
is one of the
Mm-hmm.
top hospitals in the country, well, in the world,
Mm-hmm.
actually.
Yeah. So I'm grateful to be able to bounce off things with them and uh, and learn from each other and share ideas. Yeah. So yeah, I think that the reason why, I think, going back to your question again, it's just our lifestyle. We kind of live in this imaginary square. We our activities in this imaginary square box. We drive our car here. We do our computer here. We reach everything in front of us. In front. You go to AJ's or and pick up juice from the shelf. It's just we don't reach up. We don't
Yes.
rotate. We don't do any side bends. Just right now, sitting like this, my hips are getting tighter.
Yes.
My hip flexors are short. My glutes are in a soft position. It's not active. You know, and as the more hours we spent like this, my pelvis started to tilt. My head started to go forward because
Mm.
I have to look at the screen more.
Yeah, you make me want to
You
sit up
know,
straight and then adjust here. And
I mean, it's just gravity, just pulls us down, and if you're not in alignment, like those Jenga, you want to try to stack it on top of each other.
yes.
So our Jenga is like pushing us different many ways, especially forward. Our head is way out here. Instead of our head should be like 8 pounds. You move a
Mm.
few inches forward, it's becoming double up, 16 pounds, and further out, 32
Mm.
pounds.
And that puts a lot of pressure on the
Puts a lot
spine.
of pressure on the spine, and your pelvis is not aligned, because one thing I learned is your diaphragm and your pelvic floor has to be in alignment, so to be like a cylinder. But if your pelvis is tilted forward, so your core is not, because the transverse, it's not gonna fire effectively if it's not in alignment. So imagine the pelvis is like a bucket. You're spilling water, in that bucket, and you cannot create that intra-abdominal pressure because as you inhale, the diaphragm will go down, the pelvic floor will go down. As you exhale, will come up. It moves simultaneously. That transverse create that pressure as you exhale. Like put your hand in your belly, like pretend to cough. Yeah, see that transverse firing. So it's activated with breath, and so to synchronize that with movement, and so that's why I look funny the first time I did Pilates, because I cannot synchronize my breathing with the movement. So there's a reason why we're breathing a certain way in a certain movement, You don't breathe, inhale when you compress. You inhale when you do extension. You exhale when you compress your spine. So because it matters what's happening, activating that inner core unit. So, we're still, I would say, 10 years ahead. I think it's a long learning curve, but there's more and more men, I used to have one man out of 10. Now it's getting up there, 3 to 4 men out of 10. More and more men, looking for another alternative way of training because we're aging. I'm 55. I don't have to lift 300 pounds every day, and so I want to be more functional and hopefully down the road I could play with my grandkids or so.
Well, if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be you, because you've maintained really good strength and mobility into some of your older years, which 55 is not old by any means, especially these days.